welcome to SpokeTV. I'm Maddie DeMart.
And I'm Justin Emanuel. This week we're taking a look at what's been happening around the region. American Airlines canceled local flights to Chicago earlier this year, and now Pearson International Airport is near capacity. A committee in the region is hoping plans for an expansion on Waterloo International Airport takes flight. SpokeTV's Alan Broadhagen has more.
Thanks, Justin. There's no approval yet, but big plans are in the works here at Waterloo International Airport. Called the Master Plan, an expansion for the airport is being looked at as a possibility within the next few years. The airport committee will be looking for approval from the General Council early 2017. Airport manager Chris Wood says there are 5 phases to the expansion.
Once we hit certain passenger number triggers is when the additional capital and building would kick in. So it's really the 2 runways would be extended, and then the terminal building here would also be enlarged.
In phase 4 of the planned expansion, Wood says that there will be a parking garage added, as well as some construction on Fountain Street between 2018 and 2019, allowing for smoother traffic flow and more parking for an expected increase in passengers. Woolwich Mayor Sandy Shantz says that this expansion should help Pearson International Airport, which is expecting to run out of space within the next 30 years.
I think it's a way that we can cooperate with Pearson and help to alleviate certain traffic. As Pearson becomes more of an international hub, the local airports will take on more of the more domestic and shorter flights.
With a good response so far from the community, the expansion committee is still looking for more feedback at waterlooairport.ca. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Alan. A busy bridge in Cambridge is set to close for 2 years, and that may cause a bit of a headache when it comes to traffic. SpokeTV's Stefan Singh is in Cambridge finding out about the Fountain Street Bridge rebuild.
Thanks. As of December 1st, the Fountain Street Bridge, or the Blair Bridge, will be closed for 2 years for a rebuild. A lot of planning goes into a project like this, and this will affect a lot of bus riders and drivers. The planning process for the bridge went through the Region of Waterloo Council. A decision was made to make the rebuild a multifaceted project. Regional Councillor of Cambridge, Helen Jowett, explains the planning process for the bridge.
I'll be quite frank with you, we have limited ability to detour because there are not that many ways to get from Cambridge to Kitchener, unfortunately. That's why it's probably better we get it done sooner rather than later.
With Fountain Street being such a busy road, drivers will have to find an alternate route to get around. And with the road having limited detour options, traffic will be a problem. Conestoga College and Laurier Brantford student Sarah Trubinsky uses Fountain Street to avoid going through Cambridge, but will now have to use an alternate route to get to Kitchener.
Being a current student at Conestoga College and working close by, I use this bridge as an alternate route, almost a way to bypass the construction of not only the 401 but King Street in Cambridge as well.
The Grand River Transit will also be affected by the construction on the bridge that crosses the Grand River. With construction already happening on Shantz Hill, King Street, and Fountain Street, and detours already in place for those bus routes, the number 52 and number 61 buses will be detoured because of the bridge rebuild. Back when the bridge was built in 1957, it was built to last between 50 and 60 years. But with new technology and the rebuild taking 2 years, it's built to last 100 years. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Steph. CAA is looking to have a government-funded public education program to warn drivers of the dangers of driving under the influence of marijuana. SpokeTV's Tyler LaCours looks into how drug-impaired driving education would be beneficial to young drivers.
With marijuana legalization becoming ever more imminent, concern with drug-impaired driving is on the rise. According to Waterloo Regional Police statistics, people between the ages of 25 and 34 are the majority charged in driving under the influence of drugs. Constable Bill Hand says that Waterloo Regional Police have 9 drug recognition experts and 3 expert instructors who provide training on detecting impaired drivers.
So to date, in 2016, we've done 50 drug impaired evaluations on drivers in the region. And of those, 31 of those evaluations resulted in criminal charges of impaired driving.
Wilmont Township Councillor Barry Fisher says that young drivers should be taught that it's important to avoid driving under the influence of drugs so that they are driving safely on the roadways.
Education is the best way to go for reducing impaired driving through drugs.
Having driving schools talk more in depth about driving under the influence is something Joe Dwyer, a father of 3 young children, would like to see.
I think that people should be educated on anything that revolves around safety with a vehicle. And an impaired driver, whether it's a legal drug, alcohol, marijuana, they just need to know what they have to do.
It seems that police, city councilors, and parents all agree that impaired driving education is important to have. For now, police are telling people to report unsafe driving.
It involves the community all together to make sure that our roads are safe.
For SpokeTV, I'm Tyler LaCours.
Thanks, Tyler. The Waterloo Region District School Board recently voted to cancel a student trip to Vimy Ridge in France. SpokeTV's Alex Vistula went to Waterloo to find out what Canadian veterans think about the decision.
Remembrance Day. The same day, the Waterloo Regional District School Board canceled a student pilgrimage to historical Vimy Ridge, France. But what do KW veterans think of how the board has handled things so far? To find out, we spoke with former Dominion President of the Royal Canadian Legion, Gordon Moore.
You can look at all the pictures you want and watch TV of the monument, but when you're standing in front of it, then you get the total respect for the 3,600 names that are on that monument.
According to Master Corporal John Champion with Combat Engineer Regiment 31, heightened threat levels in France won't prevent him from taking his unit to experience Vimy Ridge in the spring.
We live in the same world as they do here. It can happen here, it can happen there. You can't just create a bunker in your house and stay there the rest of your life. Life goes on.
The Battle of Vimy Ridge is extremely significant to Canada, its military, and national history. So what role does the Legion play in educating today's youth about history?
There's a bit of a disconnect with the whole veteran community, I guess you would say. So somebody has to teach the younger guys what it's all about and why.
While the board's review is still pending, students, parents, and veterans are left wondering. For SpokeTV, I'm Alex Vistula.
Thanks, Alex. 13% of all Canadians depend on food banks, and according to Food Banks Canada, more than a third of those are children and youth. Unfortunately, school nutritional standards aren't always met by the food donations used to pack kids' lunches. Food banks across the country are noticing an increase in their use over the past year, and more than ever are in need of donations. This spike has been caused by the rising prices of life necessities such as the food itself, hydro, housing, transportation, and an increased level of competition in the job market. In addition, the first wave of refugees has begun to settle in the country, and sometimes they depend on what the food bank gives them to start a life in Canada. However, this isn't the only struggle faced by people who need food banks for survival. According to the executive director of a local food bank, struggling parents often keep their children from school because if they don't, teachers may ridicule their kids for not packing enough of a nutritious lunch that, in reality, they can't afford.
So I said, look in this emergency food room and you tell me what mamas or dads could pick here to put in their kids' lunches. And one of the women that works at the board office, she said, oh my God.
Pat says that an effort is being made to inform teachers that sometimes good nutrition is simply unaffordable.
Exams aren't the only thing right around the corner. SpokeTV's Cassandra McNeil takes a look at how Conestoga College's Paint Night begins the transition into the holiday season.
On November 17th, Conestoga College hosted a paint night in the venue where students could take a break from studying to let out some creativity.
I think, yeah, for sure. This is great. These are great stress busters.
Ashley Street, who ran the event, says that it's a good way to raise money for charity and allow students to get rid of some stress.
Yeah, it was fun. I like coming to kind of university, college campuses. It's a different crowd than the other public events usually, and yeah.
Not just fun and paint. The proceeds from tickets purchased is going towards CSI's Christmas Wish Tree Fund for student families. Conestoga Student Inc.'s president, Cameron Jones, says that students struggling with young families can still have a good Christmas with the support from fellow students and faculty.
That is an initiative that we have where students can, in the community or in our school community, they can register to receive Christmas gifts for their children if they're under 12 in less than ideal situations to give them a great Christmas. And then students and faculty can register to be a sponsor of that program, and then there's the collection of those gifts and things like that. So
Registration ends on November 25th, and students wanting to sponsor can do so in the CSI office from November 21st to December 2nd. For Spoke TV, I'm Cassandra McNeil.
Thanks, Cassandra. According to a recent study by Dalhousie University in Halifax, 41 people have committed suicide due to cyberbullying since 2003. Twitter has taken a step to further the battle against online harassment. Twitter has introduced an anti-harassment option known as the mute button in order to battle online bullying. The new feature will allow its 317 million monthly active users to mute keywords, usernames, phrases, entire conversations, and emojis from their notifications. To access the feature, Twitter users must go to their Notifications tab and select Settings. From there, you must click Mute specific words from your notifications. Type in any words you wish not to see anymore. For more information, visit Twitter's Help Center.
And in sports, the Kitchener Rangers got a good start against the Guelph Storm last Sunday, with the first goal scored by Jeremy Bracco. As the game progressed, this lead eventually translated into a win for the Rangers over the Storm, with twice the goals at 6-3. This places Kitchener at 5th in the Western Conference, going into their upcoming match with the Sarnia Sting on November 23rd. In local sports, the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks suffered a painful defeat on Sunday, losing 36-6 against the Laval Rouge Aor in the UTEC Bowl, pushing Laval to Hamilton for the Vanier Cup game on November 26. In other sports news, a hockey coach in Kitchener is helping kids break the ice on Canada's favorite sport. Now to Adam Reinhart for how free hockey for children was achieved.
On a chilly November night, at Kitchener's Sports World Arena, something truly heartwarming is happening on the ice. The Pioneer Park Panthers, a free-to-play, volunteer-led hockey club and learn-to-skate program for kids from lower-income families, is having practice. Founder and coach Steve Sanderson is proud of the program's growth.
It's been grown immensely. We've started off with about 15 kids 15 years ago, and we're up to 145 kids. We outfit all their equipment from head to toe, all the ice time. Everything that they need is provided for free.
Sanderson's passion is not only an inspiration to the kids he coaches, but to the volunteers he works with as well.
He's really good with the kids, and with us he's really understanding of our schedules and stuff, so he's just overall a really great coach.
Since its founding in 2002, the Pioneer Park Panthers hockey program has received numerous national awards, been featured on CBC's Hockey Day in Canada, and in 2009, founder Steve Sanderson had his name added to a permanent display in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Given the financial toll that hockey can have on any family, it's no wonder Sanderson's program is so popular.
In my opinion, you shouldn't have to pay to play hockey, and it's free and it's lots of fun and it helps you with skill development.
For Sanderson himself, however, the reward is as simple as it is moving.
Just seeing the kids every day smiling. You saw them on the ice. They just love being out there. There's no pressure.
For Spoke TV, I'm Adam Reinhart.
Setting up and managing a business can be extremely difficult, especially when there's so much to keep track of. As we continue into the holiday season, keep in mind that the weather can have an effect on your business. The Waterloo region has been extremely lucky to have a very warm October and beginning of November, but that is all about to change. Over the past few weeks, the temperature has been steadily dropping, and for most of us, it means breaking out the winter clothing. But for other people, like a local Cambridge florist, it means making preparations for a loss in sales.
So if the sun is shining and it's a nice day, more people will be inclined to come and shop. If it's snowing, raining, or it's just really cold out, that's when our phones start to ring and people will call in flower orders instead of visiting the mall.
According to Kayla, the winter hits her hardest in January, as people recover from the holiday season. Luckily, the quick arrival of Valentine's Day is able to take back what is lost. Kayla says that anyone starting a business that could be affected by the weather should research their ins and outs to make sure that they're prepared for anything. And now with a more in-depth look at this week's weather, here's Maddie DeMart.
Thanks, Justin. Currently, we're looking at 1 degree with a mix of sun and cloud. And we've already reached our high today of 1 degree, and our low will be pretty chilly with -8. Looking at our 5-day weather forecast, Wednesday will be a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 1 and low of +1. Thursday, it's going to be a little bit warmer, but with some flurries or rain with a high of 5 and a low of 1. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's all going to be around the same with highs of 3 and lows of 1. Although on Sunday it will be a little bit warmer with some sun and clouds. And that's our weather. Back to you, Justin.
Thanks, Maddie. This weekend, the Santa Claus Parade officially marked the beginning of the holiday season. Nadia Elawad was on location at the Kitchener Parade on November 19th to catch a glimpse of Santa Claus.
The show must go on, and it did this past weekend. Kitchener-Waterloo's annual Santa Claus Parade was cold and wet this year, but parade goers and organizers still made it out. The parade started from downtown Kitchener, beginning at Ottawa and King, and went all the way down to Erb and Bridgeport and Waterloo. Colder weather didn't hold back residents from attending or participating in the parade, and it certainly didn't stop their holiday spirit.
Despite the snow and the rain, we wanted to come out, my family and I wanted to come out and start the Christmas season with the parade.
I did have a good time in the parade. I got to poke at people, make fun of them, growl as hard as I could. It was fun, it was a good time.
Floats from Seussical the Musical to Home Hardware were seen, as well as one from local and frequent participants Christkindl Market. The German-based group offers a number of activities around Christmas and encourages the community to come out and join them. Kathy Lum, vice president of the Christkindl Market Volunteer Committee, helped organize their float this year and says the group's mission is to bring awareness to events they have planned.
It gives us a chance to remind people that we're here. We're only here for 4 days a year, and it comes very quickly and it goes quickly. So when we're at the parade, we can connect with people, we wave, we say Merry Christmas, we say Frohe Weihnachten, which is in German, Merry Christmas, and we invite people to come and visit us. We love that personal connection.
This December marks Christkindl Market's 20th anniversary and 20th year participating in the Santa Claus Parade. If you missed this Saturday's parade, fear not. Cambridge has one coming up on December 3rd, as well as surrounding cities between now and December 18th. For SpokeTV, I'm Nadia Elawad.
Thanks, Nadia. Hey, Justin, have you ever been to the parade?
No, actually, I can't say I have. How about you?
I used to go actually with my gymnastics team when I was like 9 or 10. It was a lot of fun.
That's actually really cool. And that's all the time we have for today. For more information, please go to spoketv.ca.